Hello and welcome to this channel. My name is Maureen. I am a mindset coach and breathwork practitioner. And today we are going to talk about how to manifest your partner. So a lot of people are interested into this subject, and sometimes people who want to bring an ex too back into their lives. And there are really several steps to it, and we also want to make sure that you're entering a healthy relationship. So it's not so much about having just any partner. You have to make sure that you are precise about who you are allowing into your life, who is allowed to enter your life, your space, what they are allowed to bring, and what you are also allowed to bring. So I would say the first step is just kind of see where you are right now, like physically and emotionally. How do you feel, with yourself, basically? How do you feel about yourself right now, physically and emotionally? And you can journal about it. You can say it out loud, whatever form you prefer to bring into life. It can also be just painting, maybe, if you're good at painting, or even if you're not good at painting, you can just feel free to draw something if this is how you want to express yourself. So that would be the first step, kind of seeing where you at the moment. And the second step would be to look back into your previous relationships and what worked, what didn't work. That's an important step because you don't really want to bring what didn't work in your previous relationship in a new relationship. And mostly because we bring our own traumas, our own fears into new relationships, and it's very important just to be aware of those patterns in your life and of those emotions that might come up if that person triggers you, so you can have an appropriate answer and take the appropriate action and communication as well. So yeah, just make that list for yourself. It's an important step. And the third step is to make a list of what you're looking for into a partner. I've seen a lot of people saying that sometimes we have too many standards and we should lower standards to just have someone. I think it's completely BS, and I think that you should have standards. And of course, not everyone will meet 100% of your list, and that's okay. But if they have the majority of it and you are okay and you feel good about being with them, then that's also important. All right, don't settle for just anyone, okay, that you don't feel good about just to have someone in your life. Unfortunately, it's a pattern that I've seen several times where people just jump from one relationship to the other, or someone has been single for a long time and they just, the first person who comes to them, they're like, okay, let's be in a relationship, even though they're not really into them, just to have someone because they didn't want to be alone anymore. And I think it's a dangerous thing to do because it's not going to be healthy. You're not going to be happy, and you are just wasting precious time that you could ever be on your own, working on yourself and start being in a healthy relationship, rather than jumping from one person to the other and leaving that proper space that you need to be on your own and do the work for yourself. So have standards. Don't be afraid. Just put everything that you can think. Don't think that, but I will never find that, because that is a limiting belief. That is a thought that you created according to what you see. It doesn't mean it's true. Okay, any thought that might come up, they are probably not true. Our thoughts come up according to our previous relationships, according to our trauma, like I mentioned, according to society, according to whether we are in our sympathetic nervous system, meaning that we are in survival mode and we're not really seeing things straight. And so don't, I guess my advice here is don't really listen to your thoughts too much if you think that's not possible. This is not what the law of attraction is about. The law of attraction is about thinking that you can make things possible. Anything you can think of is possible. So whatever you are looking for into a partner, Write it down, make that list, have standards, do a list that has 4 pages if you want, write as much as you want, and be as precise as possible. Okay? An alternative to the list would be storytelling. So I absolutely loved that method, and I use it in a lot of other areas, not just relationship. But if you do just, I woke up this morning and my partner was next to me, he hugged me, kind of like your ideal day with your partner. How would an ideal day with your dream partner look like? So again, you can write as many pages as you want. I would advise to be as precise as you want. That's an important step. And that's an important step in law of attraction in general, because if you just ask the universe, oh, I just want a fruit, they're just going to send you any fruit. But deep down, you wanted an orange, and you didn't say, I want an orange. So the universe is going to send you a pear, for example, but you didn't want a pear, you wanted an orange. So be as precise as possible, because sometimes it's a little bit of a sneaky system. And if you've been into manifesting for a long time, you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, coming back to relationships. So this is a very important step to kind of know what you want. Spend that time with yourself. Spend that time thinking about how you feel at the moment. Who do you allow in your space? How are they gonna, show up for yourself? Again, I say how they're gonna show up for yourself. I don't mean how you're gonna meet them. You are not supposed to figure out the how, okay? Because you never know the how. You don't have control over the how. You don't know. Maybe you are going to be on the app called Bumble, and you're gonna go on a lot of dates, but suddenly you are going to this party and you're gonna meet this really great person, and they are going to become your partner. So you didn't meet your partner for Bumble, you met them at the party. That you could have never thought about. Okay, so you're not supposed to figure out the how. Don't write the how. Just focus on the what, the how you feel, and your storytelling. What you want this partner to have. Focus on that, because that you have control over in some way into what you can manifest. And the last step is probably a hard step for a lot of people. A lot of people call it let it go. I really don't believe that you're supposed to let go of your manifestation. I believe it's more about detaching from it. And a lot of people think it's a really hard step to do. It's not as hard as you think, because detaching doesn't mean forgetting. It's just knowing that in the present moment, you have everything you need to be okay. Whether you have that partner or not, you will be okay because you have yourself. Okay, so it's just about detaching from the prize and knowing that you are in this very present moment okay. You are okay on your own. You don't need someone to rescue you. Okay, that would be a healthy relationship, because you would expect someone else to bring what you need. And in a relationship, it's very unhealthy, because the person can never really know what you need. They will never be able to fulfill your need 24 hours. And maybe they don't want to either. They have their own cups to fill. So you have to be able to fill your own cup. Okay? That's an important note as well. And so just knowing that you are your own savior, you are okay on your own at this moment. Okay? Just be in the present moment. That's all this step is about. Right? I know sometimes it's hard because you're like, I really want this. But you are, of course, allowed to want this. You are allowed to think about it and, really be into this energy, and you should. But it's also admitting that at this moment, you are okay. You are perfectly okay on your own. Okay? So do all these steps. And the detaching part is probably the most important, because that's personally how I think I've met my partner. Well, it was a 3-year process for me, but basically how it happened is just that I was abroad a few weeks prior. I met my partner, and in that moment, I knew I wanted to be in a relationship. But I also knew I was traveling a lot, so it's just like, it's not really possible. So I am perfectly fine right now. There's, no one is, I don't have any romantic relationship in this very moment. No one is flirting with me. No one is texting me. And that's perfectly fine because I felt really good in that moment. And I was really focused on my experience in this other city abroad and, doing things that I liked and just being with my friends. And I think that was very, very important because if maybe 2 weeks later, I met my partner, and I wanted to be in a relationship for 1 year and a half. So it was really a trip. And that's not just, the only thing was not just to detach from it. It was a whole lot of work as well on myself. And same for my partner, because we needed to be in a healthy relationship. And so he also did the work before. And when we met, then it was, it was really great. It was really flawless and it felt very easy. And I think you are going to realize if you've been in unhealthy relationships before and you suddenly start to move in a healthy relationship, you are immediately going to see the difference and you are going to wonder, but how could I settle for less than what I deserved before? How could I, do this to myself when now I have this really great relationship? Well, also remember that if you've had these past experiences that didn't go well, it's really a lesson to learn from. That's how I see my past relationship. While it was quite destructive and really, really unhealthy, I've learned so much from that person and that relationship of what I didn't want to do and what I didn't want to have and what I didn't want to experience in my next relationship. And to that I say thank you, because that previous relationship helped me to be in my healthy relationship today. And I'm really grateful for that because it helped me work on myself and worked on what I wanted and didn't want. Okay, so when you look back on those experiences, just remember that. All right, loves, I like to keep it short. I hope you liked the video. If you did, put a thumbs up, subscribe, comment. I would love to know your thoughts on that and how, your dating life is going. And I will see you next week. All right, bye.